40 detailed and interesting facts about Isaac Newton. Born prematurely. Isaac Newton was born on January 4, 1643, December 25, 1642, Old Style, and was so small at birth that people did not expect him to survive. Father died before his birth. Newton's father died 3 months before he was born, leaving him fatherless from the start. Troubled childhood. Newton's mother remarried and left him to live with his grandmother, a separation that deeply affected him emotionally. Loved building mechanical devices. As a boy, Newton built sundials, water clocks, kites with lanterns, and small windmills, showing early signs of engineering talent. Nearly became a farmer. His mother wanted him to become a farmer, but Newton hated farming. Fortunately, his teacher convinced his mother to let him study. Studied at Cambridge University. Newton entered Trinity College, Cambridge, in 1661, where he initially worked as a servant to pay for his education. Developed calculus in his early 20s. During the Great Plague years, 1665–1666, when Cambridge closed, Newton returned home and developed early forms of calculus. Formulated laws of motion. Newton's 3 laws of motion became the foundation for classical mechanics. Universal law of gravitation. He proposed that gravity acts on all objects in the universe, not just apples and planets, but everything. Inspired by an apple, not hit by one. Newton himself never claimed an apple struck his head. He said observing a falling apple made him think about gravity. Great Plague Year of Wonders. During the plague closures, Newton also discovered the basics of optics and refined some of his earliest mechanical theories. Built the first practical reflecting telescope. In 1668, Newton constructed a functional reflecting telescope using mirrors instead of lenses. Elected Fellow of the Royal Society. His telescope earned him membership in the Royal Society in 1672, boosting his scientific reputation. Revolutionized optics. Newton discovered that white light is made up of a spectrum of colors, shattering centuries of misconceptions. Published Optics in 1704. Optics became one of the most influential books ever written on light and color. Engaged in a major feud with Robert Hooke. Newton and Hooke had a long and bitter dispute, especially regarding gravity and the nature of light. Secretive and sensitive to criticism. Newton often refused to publish his discoveries for years due to fear of criticism and conflict. Alchemist for decades. Newton performed thousands of alchemical experiments, attempting to transform metals and find hidden laws of nature. Wrote more on theology than science. Most of Newton's surviving writings are religious, not scientific. He studied biblical chronology, prophecy, and ancient history. His most famous work, Principia, published in 1687, Philosophiae Naturalis Principia Mathematica, is considered one of the greatest scientific works in history. Helped prevent a national financial crisis. Newton, as master of the mint, reformed England's currency and stopped massive counterfeiting. Personally went after criminals. Newton aggressively pursued counterfeiters, gathering evidence himself. He even used disguises. Sent a counterfeiter to the gallows. One famous counterfeiter, William Chaloner, was caught due in part to Newton's relentless investigation. Became president of the Royal Society. He served as its president from 1703 until his death, shaping scientific research for decades. Knighted by Queen Anne. In 1705, Newton was knighted, becoming Sir Isaac Newton, one of the first scientists honored this way. Lifelong rivalry with Leibniz. Newton and Gottfried Wilhelm Leibniz argued bitterly over who invented calculus first, a dispute that divided Europe. Practiced extreme personal discipline. He frequently worked intensely for 18-20 hours a day, forgetting to sleep or eat. Rarely smiled. Many contemporaries described Newton as serious, solitary, and emotionally distant. Was deeply religious. Newton believed that understanding the natural world was a way of understanding God's design. Never married. Newton never married and lived much of his life as a solitary scholar. Obsessively collected books. His library contained books on science, theology, alchemy, philosophy, and ancient civilizations. Elected to Parliament. He served as a member of Parliament, but reportedly spoke only once, asking someone to close a window because he felt cold. Suffered a mental breakdown. In 1693, Newton had a severe emotional and mental crisis likely caused by stress and sleep deprivation. Buried in Westminster Abbey. Newton was honored with a burial in Westminster Abbey, a rare tribute for a scientist. Left a legacy that changed the world. His work in physics, mathematics, and optics laid the foundations of modern science, influencing everything from engineering to astronomy. Newton invented a new branch of mathematics. In addition to calculus, Newton contributed to the development of numerical analysis and the binomial theorem, which became essential tools in modern mathematics. He used his own hair in experiments. Newton pulled out his own hair to measure the speed of sound by timing vibrations in stretched wires, showing extraordinary dedication to experimentation.